Extreme Foolishness TV here. This is where I talk about extreme foolishness. Today I'll be talking to you guys about the extreme foolishness strategy of the defense in the Derek Chauvin trial. The officer who was on trial for murdering George Floyd. So far, I'm just gonna tell you guys straight up that the prosecution is doing an excellent job. I mean, the way the prosecution is presenting its case is straight out of the textbook. The questions, the non-leading questions, the way the evidence is being introduced, everything is done according to textbook. And I'm very, very proud of the prosecution. The way the story has been told, I like the timeline. You have witnesses at the scene who saw what happened, who testified exactly what they saw. And the video is very, very compelling. The video speaks a million words. So the way the prosecution is presenting its case, playing the video over and over and over, it's good trial practice. That is how it's supposed to be done. That way, the image of the video of Officer Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck till he took his last breath will be ingrained in the minds of the jury. At this point, I'm sure it's ingrained. The sad part is that you had, I believe, a teenager and a 9-year-old, two kids who were witnesses there. I mean, they testified. Their face wasn't shown because they are teenagers or minors. But it's funny that these two teenagers knew that what this officer was doing at the time was wrong. That it was not right to put a knee on somebody's neck, somebody in handcuffs, while everyone is out there screaming, saying, "He's not breathing, yo, he's not breathing." Kids knew it was wrong. But you have grown people, you see them on social media saying, well, George Floyd pretty much deserved to die. That's what they were saying. That, oh, he had drugs in the system, they're making him as a hero, and blah, 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 blah. Grown people. People are very, very wicked, and they're extremely foolish. That you would justify this kind of egregious conduct by an officer whose duty is to protect and serve. The extremely foolish part of the defense strategy is that they're not trying to say the witnesses who tried to intervene and stop Officer Chauvin at the time from killing George Floyd, cold-blooded murder, somehow caused Officer Chauvin to be confused, which was why he acted the way he acted. The firefighter, the lady firefighter who testified, she did a good job testifying. The defense lawyer tried to ask her certain questions about how she would react if people intervened while she was doing her job. For example, the defense lawyer asked her that if you are trying to put out a fire and people are taking your picture or recording you, would you still be able to do your job? And the witness, the firefighter witness, said yes. She's confident in her ability. Defense lawyer asked her again, if somebody were shouting at you or raising their voice at you, would you affect your ability to put out a fire? She said no. She's going to be focused on her job because putting out a fire is more important than the distractions around her. Then the defense lawyer went one step further and said, what if you experienced physical threats while you were trying to put out the fire? She said, well, she would still do her job anyway. So the defense lawyer was trying to say, well, the witnesses who were telling Officer Chauvin to get his knees off of George Floyd's neck somehow contributed to Officer Chauvin's action. This is extremely foolish. This is a ridiculous, foolish argument. That is what the defense is pretty much trying to do. Then I'm sure the other part is to say, well, George Floyd had drugs in the system, and he had fentanyl, or he had more than enough drugs in the system, and that somehow he will have died anyway. Like, this is extremely foolish. All the prosecution has to prove is that the kneeling asphyxiation cut an air to his brain and to his body, caused his death. And the medical examiner has already said that. So it doesn't matter if he had drugs in his system. He wouldn't have died. He would have been fine. He was fine when they put him in handcuffs. He only died after Officer Chauvin put his knee on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. But for Officer Chauvin's conduct, George Floyd would have been alive. It had nothing to do with the drugs. This is a distraction that the defense is trying to play. And they're trying to also say that the witnesses who intervened to save somebody's life were somehow angry, and the anger caused Officer Chauvin to kill George Floyd or caused him to be confused. This is the extreme foolish strategy that the defense is trying to do, and it will fail. But there are people out there who will support the killing of any black man, irrespective of how it happened. This is the most egregious way it can ever happen, on video. Yet people are still supporting Officer Chauvin, saying George Floyd had a criminal past, he had drugs in the system, so he deserved to die. If you heard the first day of testimony, the opening statement, one of the prosecutors said the officer could have written him a ticket and George Floyd would have handled the matter in court. They did not have to restrain him and put their knees on his neck and kill him. And put their knees on his neck. Officer Chauvin put his knees on his neck for 9 minutes and 29 seconds. Let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be doing more videos about this trial. So that way, I'm not going to say everything I have to say now. So that way, you can watch my other videos. Let me know what you guys think in the comments so far. Do you think the defense strategy makes sense? Do you think it's going to work? If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please click the subscribe button. And if you like this video, please click the thumbs up, like it, so it can help the YouTube algorithm. Share this video with your friends. Like this video. Stay safe, my friends. And most importantly, say no to extreme foolishness.